Hello, this is the Radio Geek, and today for you I have a small little radio, the Tivdio. I hope I'm saying that right. It's the model V115. This little radio has quite a lot of features. It's a AM/FM shortwave radio with an MP3 player and recorder. It can record off of the radio or it's got a built-in microphone as well. It has quite an amazing amount of features here. So let's show you the radio. That's a small little guy for sure. Like I say, it's got a lot of different features. It's got a really small speaker, but it sounds pretty good for its size. Up here is the built-in microphone, and you have your power button, your mode button, which is your MP3 selection, AM/FM selection, and the shortwave selection button. And then it has a menu which you can pick things like what language, contrast settings, and sleep timer and things like that. The volume control here, plus and minus volume control. You have a delete key here for deleting a memory channel. If it auto scans and finds something that's just static, you can delete it. Or if you have a preset that you want to get rid of, you can use that. Record function, you can record the radio and it'll just record to a file. And you have your navigation buttons as far as ahead a track, back a track, play, pause, or like your enter key. And then you can have direct frequency input here with the keypad. The storage means for this radio is on the side here. It's got a SD card, a micro SD card, what's also referred to as a TF card. USB is for charging the internal battery, and it's just one of those cell phone style batteries that are easily obtainable if you want to get a bigger capacity one or a spare. It has a line-in feature, a headphone jack. You have your telescopic antenna for your shortwave and FM reception. There's nothing on that side or the bottom. The back just has the battery door for your cell phone style battery, and a ported hole here for more of a bassy sound. And the wrist strap has this piece of plastic on it with like this little key here. That fits in this slot up here, and then when you do that, it's like a little stand and it'll hold it in place like that. So those are the features that it has. And it's a nice looking radio. It's got a nice finish to it, and the screen, when I turn it on, you'll see is a really nice display on the screen as well. So I thought we'd just turn it on and play around with a few of the modes, the bands, and show you what it does. And you can check out the display. It greets you with a welcome, and I have it on FM right now. Let me put up the antenna here. Now, let me turn it down here a minute. I've already went through and scanned. There's like a mode where you can scan for like frequencies in your area, and it automatically put them into memory locations for you. So that's great for traveling, or if you're in an area where you're not sure, you know, what FM stations there are to listen to and so forth. And that's this button right here, the play pause button. You just push and hold that, and it'll start searching that band, whatever band you're on, and loading those up into channels. And then once it's done scanning, it can use this button and this button to go forward and backward through the memory channels that it finds. So I've already done it for each of these bands. It's in the afternoon here, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So the AM stations and shortwave stations aren't going to be as plentiful as they would be at night. But we'll see what we have here. This is what it found with the FM stations. So I'll go through those. Oh, pretty good sound.
I mean, and I'm not diminishing the value of sex because
at verses 1 through 3. How can I don't want the world. You have to ruin what was shiny. Now it's all rusted.
10 to 8 as great.
Keep carrying that anger.
There was a single car rollover and my
You the world, I'ma buy a diamond ring for you, I'ma sing for you, I'll do it.
Come on, turn the radio on, it's Friday night.
Justice system is corrupt at the top.
Question brought to you by O'Reilly.
Hey, right.
You dug what you heard.
So there you go, like 43 stations, and granted there were 4, maybe 5 of those that were just not quite picking up anymore. But yeah, just a tremendous amount of stations that it found on the FM band for sure. I did the AM band as well. Like I say, this is the middle of the day, so probably not going to hear anything DX here, but it did find quite a few stations just on its own. And of course you can manually enter the frequencies as well. I think the lights that I have here are somewhat interfering with the AM reception.
World's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great.
Yeah, these LEDs and these lights here are definitely interfering. I had scanned it a few feet away, and it was picking up these stations. These are some Chicago stations, and I'm in Michigan, so it does pretty good as far as picking those up. Yeah. I don't know if I can turn these lights off. You'll still be able to see the radio or not, but we'll see if that improves it. A little darker.
Department? Is that where it was? long has she been unemployed?
Let's see.
Forming a relationship with God.
That's a little
And in
better.
today's world,
Makes me feel sad for the rain. No.
North Avenue and Diversity Belmont, altogether 16 minutes out to Montrose. It's 20. They're in a private individual home with a full-time foster parent whose only job is to care and love and transform it.
Yeah, it's a lot better without those lights on.
Whether or not the county was locked.
and 1069.
And thanks for the time, taking the time with me tonight.
LS Shock.
The truth, come on. That's the truth. Folks, we are poised to do some incredible things.
Today, you'll get the Smart Money live stream experience featuring me and Chris Hogan.
Okay, now we'll see what we found with Shortwave scan here.
The address to write to is either Faithway Baptist Hour or to James Broom, 2600 Gates Road, Bassfield, Mississippi, zip code 3.
You can find us on the 25-meter band by tuning to 11825 kilohertz. In the evening, you can hear us at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. UTC on the 16-meter band by tuning to 17640 kilohertz.
Welcome to our show. Before Edith and I tell you about the programs coming up in the second half of our show, please join us for our daily Bible reading. We want
Here's a time station.
Out of its place except in the tent. He stepped into the apostle of the sixth. But
Y recordamos que España se adelanta en la eliminatoria de la Copa Davis.
Chapter 17, the book of Acts, chapter 17. What we have in here is some of the journey of a great man we call the Apostle Paul.
Alright, I'm going to turn that light back on and we'll go through and we'll look at the MP3 portion. Yeah, those lights definitely cause it some issue for sure. Put this antenna back down here, we won't need that. And we'll just hit our mode button.
Extraordinary. It would have been so much easier to have used the handle.
The guy who was knocked out says the man was enormously big, nearly 7 feet tall, wearing dark glasses, hat, gloves.
So it gives you quite a bit of information on the display when you're playing playing MP3 files. It'll tell you how long the file is and how far along you are in it, and then the number of tracks or recordings that are on the card. I have 16 of them, and then this is number 2, and then it'll slowly scroll the name of the file across the screen as well. I think this is just some radio shows I have on here. I think this is an Avenger radio show, and I have some recordings that I made off of the radio, and I'll see if I can find those. I think it puts them at the end of whatever you already have on there, and then it just names them like file 1, file 2, file 3, that sort of thing. So I think if I go through, let's see.
He was like going in the open car on so-called Royal Road, which starts at Old Town Square and goes up to the castle. So he had to pass her house, and when he was very near, he opened the chest, and she had the hidden Nazi flag there. She like shove it out the building so Hitler would see that there is like Nazi living in the heart of Prague. And my great-grandfather saw it, and he now shove it back. And she shoved it out, and he shoved it back. And so Hitler was going down the building, and there was this like Nazi flag was going in and out. And then the great-father knocked the great-grandmother down, and he dislodged her jaw, as family says. So this is our famous part of history story.
The final stop in our journey through Tomasz Baldiński's Prague is the downtown boulevard Narodin, today perhaps most famous as the spot where the Velvet Revolution kicked off in November 1989. When we arrived, I'm unaware of why our guide has selected this location.
2 reasons. The first is that we're standing in front of the building, which is very, very important for Czech cinema. It's Narodní 28, where it used to be the place from which the Czech distribution was run during the time of communism.
So that was a recording that I made off of Shortwave Radio Prague. So you can record anything that you hear on the radio. So if you have this little radio and you come across maybe a rare DX for you, or a first time you've picked up a station, whether it be shortwave or AM, you can just hit the record button and save it to your card and play it later. So that's kind of a really cool feature that you can use this for, is making audio recordings for playing back at a later time.
I started to write them myself, which is what I'm doing now ever since. So it was I had the office. And the second reason,
and then that you can do the direct frequency input, like I was saying before, with just these buttons. So you can just push the button like 780, and then this play pause button is like the enter key or the confirmation key, and then you'll be right there. So yeah, it's a nice little radio, very compact. It seems to work rather well. It doesn't do too bad considering its size. It does better at night, especially on the shortwave and things, and I guess these lights that I have here are interfering with that as well. But I would say, yeah, something like this is definitely worth getting. It's on Amazon for about $22, $23. I think you can get them on eBay even cheaper, like maybe $18. But then you got to wait a little longer, to get it. But yeah, I'd say yeah, this would be one to get. I mean, it's nice enough that you would enjoy listening to it and playing it and playing with it. But you know, if you lose it, you won't be too hurt. You can always you know, order another one. The instructions aren't too bad. It's just one page, and it's kind of folded over like so on both sides. So that's what you get for instructions. They explain everything pretty well on how things work. It does, like I say, just have a ton of features, and take your time in going through all the things it can do. It'll surprise you on some of the things that it can do. So all in all, I'd say that the Tivdio, or however you say it, I know V115 is something you might be interested in. So until next time, this is the Radio Geek.